Trayvon Martin's mother says she was devastated to hear from an anguished juror who believes George Zimmerman, quote, got away with murder. Sabrina Fulton spoke to the National Urban League in Philadelphia today, a day after the juror, known as B29, delivered some bombshell comments. Fulton urged the civil rights group to use her story and her broken heart to make sure what happened to her son doesn't happen to anyone else's child.
Wrap your mind around no prom for Trayvon. No high school graduation for Trayvon. No college for Trayvon. No grandkids coming from Trayvon. All because of a law. A law that has prevented the person who shot and killed my son to be held accountable and to pay for this awful crime.
We're joined now by one of the lawyers for the Martin family, Daryl Parks. Daryl, thanks very much for coming in. I see the emotion is still very, very raw right now. Give us a little sense of what this family is going through.
Well, it's very tough, Wolf. They realize that without question, George Zimmerman should have been held accountable for Trayvon's death, yet the law, as confusing as it is, allowed this jury to let him go.
Listen to this clip. This is from this juror who spoke to ABC News. I want to play it for you, and then we'll discuss.
I feel that I was forcibly included in Trayvon Martin's death. I carry him on my back. I'm hurting as much as Trayvon Martin's mom is. Because there's no way that any mother should feel that pain. I would like to apologize because I feel like I let him down. We just couldn't prove anything. And I wish him the best and that God blesses him through all this in peace.
Do the parents of Trayvon Martin, Daryl, do they accept this apology from this woman?
Well, I think they accept it in perspective, Wolf. They realize that this juror was put in a very, very tough situation given the jury instructions. The jury instructions were very long and somewhat confusing. Our hope is that the jurors will join the Martin family in pushing for a change in the law and convincing our legislators that we must change our self-defense laws in our state.
When Sabrina Fulton saw this juror 29's interview on ABC News, what was her reaction?
Well, I think she's still hurt. I think this juror was very well intended. I think the jurors did a good job. I think she was somewhat confused about the instruction. There was an instruction around page 11. The juror talks about the fact that she thought that they had to find that George intended to kill Trayvon. That was not the instruction given for manslaughter in this case. So we're sorry that the instructions were somewhat unclear. The work here that needs to be done is for our legislature to work to make the law clear so that this juror or any other juror is never put in this situation again.
But as far as second-degree murder, a conviction of second-degree murder, intent would have to be there, not necessarily, though, for manslaughter. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. That's correct. If you read the instruction, in fact, I read it just as I was coming on, around page 11, it talks about the fact that the state does not have to prove that George intended to cause Trayvon's death. It just means that they have to prove that he committed an act that led to the death, which would have been the manslaughter conviction.
Yeah, right. And going into that jury, this woman who spoke to ABC News, she says she was in favor of a guilty verdict for second-degree murder, and in the end, she voted not guilty. Let me read to you what Mark O'Mara, the defense lawyer for George Zimmerman, he issued a statement today reacting to this woman, a statement he entitled, "Why Zimmerman Juror B29 is a Model Juror." This is what he says. "We don't expect jurors to be heartless people. Juror B29 accepted a tremendous burden, set her feelings aside, and cast a verdict based on the evidence presented in court and on the law she was provided. Any juror that follows Juror B29's process will deliver a fair and just verdict." Do you agree with Mark O'Mara?
I respectfully disagree with Mark O'Mara. I think this juror also went on in that same interview to make it very clear that she believes that George Zimmerman is guilty of Trayvon's murder. Now, the law may not have supported in terms of the instruction they were given, but she believes very clearly that he was responsible for Trayvon's death. Unfortunately, the law that was given to them did not allow them to convict him, but she was very clear that she believes that he's guilty of something in this case.
Daryl Parks, thanks very much for coming in.
Thank you for having me. We'll have a great day.
You too. Thank you.